Hi guys, and welcome back to this week's Mental Monday. So for this week, I actually wanted to talk about a textbook that I've had in one of my past psychology classes. This is a class I took for my bachelor's degree, and it was after I had switched from a public school to a private Christian college to finish my degree. So that was my real introduction to the merging of Christian theology, Christian thought, and psychology. Before then, it had always been secular views, secular perspective on everything, and nothing really mentioned about how faith or Christian doctrine or any religion's doctrine really affected that and kind of influenced your thinking in psychology or their branch of psychology that kind of was heavily influenced by that faith and religion. This particular class was on family, the structure of family, the function of family, what was dysfunctional, what was functional, and it gives a huge support for the Christian model of a family. I mean, it says a Christian perspective, a Christian perspective on the contemporary home. It is heavily a Christian textbook. However, I believe there are certain elements to what it says that kind of applies to everything. The biggest thing that it makes the point of is the idea of a covenant, a family covenant, that there are different models of approaching a family and the structure can be heavily influenced by that. So it gives 3 different models of a family structure. So it has different distinctions between the way you approach the family relationships. So it talks about an open arrangement, a contract, and a covenant. And it says initial covenant and mature covenant. Basically, you make the initial commitment, and that's what they're calling the initial covenant. And then that commitment grows and matures and develops into the full mature covenant that I mentioned. I bring this up because I truly have found and really believe that the family dynamic you grow up in, the family structure that you have, and that foundation that you have built for you is extremely important throughout the rest of your life. I have taken a lot of developmental classes, and a lot of them talk about the early foundation really deciding a lot of the rest. There are opportunities to change that, but a lot of the time there's still an underlying foundation of things. So the family structure you're used to, the family environment that you grew up in, really affects the way you go about things. So if you're in a family where the dad is more passive and the mom is very active and doing a lot of the actual parenting, that's what you're going to be used to when you go into marriage. You're going to apply that when you go into marriage and have that already preconceived structure of your role and how that affects your married life. And then even more so once you start having kids and have a family of your own. That can be reversed and the dad did everything, so you're used to that. That can be applied to a lot of different types of environments, but either way, that is what you are used to. So that is what you will expect, and that is what you will probably have habits of doing yourself. This is a part of huge self-awareness, and I think this goes into beyond just actually getting married and having a family of your own. I think even as a single person, this can greatly influence how you function, because it is how you approach relationships with everybody. That opposite sex parent can represent that whole gender for you if you have the wrong experience, or if you have the best experience. That can determine how you interact with that opposite gender. So how you approach dating relationships, how you respond when somebody expresses interest in you, how you communicate, all of those kind of things go beyond just having a family and beyond being married, and I think they are so important. I know I have found so many ways that my family influenced me and is still influencing me, and little habits and expectations that I don't think I realized were so heavy until I got married. It really brings out the, oh, you were brought up differently. Like, you didn't have that same family the way I did. Yours looked different. Yours did things differently. And that is something you have to work through. And that is going to be in any relationship, in any marriage. There's going to be differences that you have to figure out how to resolve in some way. The idea of the open arrangement, contract, covenant, all kind of make a statement about how you respond to certain things. If it's an open arrangement, you can come and go as you please. If it's a contract, the second you aren't getting what you want or you feel like they broke their side of it, you're free. And you are obligated to keep up your side of the contract. A covenant is an unconditional commitment. I'm not gonna give up. I'm here till the end, and this is what we're committed to. This is what we're going to do. From a Christian perspective, that is the healthiest. That is the best way to go about marriage and family. But I really think that's an idea everybody can relate to, because that's just a loving environment. Unconditionally accepting somebody and being willing to go through any trials they go through with them, being willing to accept any faults they have, and not running at the first sign of struggle or work. I think this kind of determines your mindset. So if you're used to one way, that's how you're going to function. That's going to be your mindset. And if you're used to a different way, that is going to show when you get married and have kids, or when you start dating in hopes of getting married. These are all things to be aware of. I think it lends itself to something everybody can learn from. How important the family structure is and how influential the family structure is in everything. So I thought I would talk about that today. I really enjoyed that class and I learned a ton, and I think it's funny, I've kept that textbook on my shelf like since I took that class because I really valued it. So I thought looking back at that textbook would be a great way of having that discussion. The concepts and definitions of it as far as the family structure are so compelling to me and so convicting and so enlightening and helpful. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it helped you in some way. If you have any thoughts or questions or ideas about this, I would love to hear it in the comments below. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and share it with everybody. And if you are not already subscribed to my channel, click the screen and subscribe, and then you can see when the next video comes out. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye!